Happy New Year! Welcome to 2024. Happy New Year, everyone. I hope you are having a great start to the year. That's all I have to say. Let's get into it. Take 78. What's good, peacemakers? Welcome back to another episode of the Piece4PeaceCrafting Podcast. I'm Michael, and this is my crafty corner of the YouTube universe. If you would like to find me on other social medias, you can do so by following me over on Instagram and Threads as Piece4PeaceCrafting. You can follow me over on Ravelry if that's your jam at Piece4PeaceCraft. Or if you like music and you want to jam out to the playlist that goes along with this podcast, you can do so over on Spotify by following the Piece4PeaceCrafting Podcast playlist. If you are new, welcome. What took you so long to get here? Was the algorithm not working for you? And if you are returning, you already know what's up. I'm so happy that you all are back here with me again. I'm gonna follow in the same vein as a bunch of other people that I've been watching lately. There are a lot of people and things that you could be watching here on YouTube, and I am happy that you have decided to take a little bit of time out of your day to come and hang out with me. I think that's it. Hello, everyone. How are y'all doing? Staying, depending on where you are in the world, I hope you're staying warm or you're staying cool. For me, I am in Chicago, where it's been kind of whatever until it decided that it wanted to snow. So we are currently under like a winter advisory here. Allegedly, we could get between 5 and 10 inches of snow this weekend. Who knows? It was supposed to be really bad last night, and then it just ended up raining. So we'll take it, I guess. Yeah, other than that, it's been 2 weeks. The last time I was with you all was right at the end of the year, and we were going to be starting a bunch of things. So for me, just a quick little catch up. I had family in town, which was really lovely. It's always nice when my sister gets to come and visit, and we celebrated the new year and her birthday and all of the things, and had a really wonderful time getting to spend time with each other and hang out, laugh a little or a lot. And we also on the 1st started the Artus Piece cow. That is a cow that I'm running. I know that the designer for the Artus shawl is also running a cow as well. The more the merrier. The more people knitting it, why not? And so we had a cast-on party on Zoom, which was really lovely. It was so nice to see you all and come and hang out and just start the shawls or talk about what you were excited for the shawl because your yarn hadn't come in yet, or folks were helping pick and decide colors, which was really nice. And so I thought that was a really wonderful time. It was so nice to be with everyone and just like be in a really positive space with like-minded folks and just hang out for like an hour and a half. And so I think what's gonna happen, I know some people reached out to me, said that they were really sad that they missed it, and during that call I decided that I was gonna potentially do like maybe one more, and I think I'm gonna do 3 more just because why not. And so we're gonna have another meetup to show progress and maybe you want to jump on in and you want to start the shawl because you've seen other people knitting it now. It doesn't matter to me. So there will be a link down below in the description. It's a little Google form. You can just fill out your name and an email address, and then the day before this time, last time I sent it that morning, hopefully this time I'll send it the day before. I'll send out an email with the link to the Zoom meeting, and then we will just all hang out there for, I don't know, probably like an hour and a half again. This time it will be on January 21st, and that is a Sunday, just because the group decided that that would work best for folks, depending on where they were in the world. We had some people from overseas. Anyway, it was just so great. I'm saying a lot. Yeah, so it's going to be January, that's the month we're in, 21st, Sunday, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. So figure that out, friends, what that means for you. You can fill out the Google form that will be linked below, your name and email address, and then I will send that out to you all then. And then in that meeting, we'll pick another day, and then the last one will probably be that first weekend. I know the cow runs from the 1st of January to the end of February, so the 29th, but the 29th I think is in the middle of the week, and so if I want to get together with folks again, just a culmination of this fun little make-along, it'll probably be that first weekend, which would be the 1st or 2nd of March. I don't really know. We'll look into it. We'll figure it all out. I'm trying to think if there's anything else surrounding that. I don't think so. So that's all the information I have for right now. Come and join us if you wish. It was a great time. We want more community in there hanging out with all of us. Other than that, had a wonderful break. School is now back in session. So that's kind of fun, although we have a 3-day weekend this weekend here in the state. Is it the States? I'm assuming it's the States. We have a 3-day weekend. So it was nice to kind of get back in the groove of things and now have a little mini break before we go back into it again. And school's just been school, doing the things. I've done a little bit of crafting since the last time I saw you, and I've gotten one thing that I was lucky enough to snag once it became available, and then I just want to show you all a couple little things that I got as piecemeal at the very end. Just because I thought it was so cool. All right, enough of me just going on and on and on. Let's get into it, shall we? All right, we're gonna start. What do I have, actually? I have 1 FO and 3 whips to share with you all. And we're gonna, oh wait, it's in this bag. Okay, I forgot that I literally finished these and then threw, anyway, we'll get into it. Okay, so these are, let me find the tag because these are the socks that I'd started in the last episode. These are Geektastic Fibers. And this is their superhero sock. That's a 75-25 superwash merino nylon, 437 yards and 100 grams. This was gifted to me. I needed something to knit. And so I pulled these out of stash. And I finished them. Bum, 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 bum. They're so fun. So these are the Meisner Brother colorway. These are just vanilla socks. They look so cute on camera. These are vanilla socks. I knit mine on a US 1 toe up. Start with a Turkish cast on with 14 stitches. And then I increase to 68 stitches. And then I just knit until the ancestors tell me to stop. I go back and I add my afterthought heel. So it's just cut in. And then for the ribbing, so I don't have a I do 12 rows of ribbing every single time. I kind of just like let the yarn tell me what it wants to do. And so, because I knew that the heel was going to be cut in this sort of like lighter purpley gray color, I knew that this lavendery purple was going to be before. And so I just knit until I was going to run out of yarn for one of the balls, and then decided, okay, at the darker of the two oranges, that's when I'm going to start my ribbing, and then I'm going to go until I get to this purple color. That way, when it's time for me to go and cut in my heel, I'm not like wasting yarn. It's like I can like literally just do a row, bind off, and then go back and pick up for the heel, and it'll be the color of the stripe that it hit. And so that's what I did. So I don't know how many rows that ended up being. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It ended up being, some people do 12 rows. It ended up being about 12 rows, and then a bind off. And these are great. They're so fun. I'm really excited to start wearing them. I love that the little bullseye happens on the heels. Yeah, just another fun pair of socks. So these are done. These will get added to the pile. And yeah, I should have gone back and remembered what my I'd like to's were from last year. But someone told me in the comment, oh my gosh, we have to talk about the comments. In the comments that socks were the thing that I wanted to work on for last year. And I think I achieved that, you all. I did so many socks last year. I don't have like a number or anything to give you all, but like for me, I definitely was knitting. I knit a bunch of socks, which was great, and that's what I wanted to do. And so these are yet again another pair that I will add to my ever-growing pile. Let's take a pause before we talk about our whips to talk about the comments in the last video. In the last video, the people in my head, I asked just an honest question, because I'd finished my Seaside tea, about just like size inclusivity and like where we are with that. You all's thoughts that I wanted to know, and I asked just like I'm all for it, obviously. Like I want everyone to be able to knit everything. But just like posing the question of like, is it like, does country of origin play a factor in designers' ideas of what size inclusivity is? Just because I don't know. And I've been learning more since the last time I saw you. And so I just want to say, and I should have said this at the top, but just thank you to everyone that has commented. I've gone through and I've just liked a bunch of comments. I didn't feel like I had anything else to add in like commenting back. So if you comment and you're like, Michael didn't comment back to me, it's like I felt like I didn't have anything to add. And so I'm just gonna do a general statement here. I thought that everything that everyone wrote in the comments, so like if you're interested in this conversation, please go back to the last video that I posted and just like go through and read the comments. And it was really cool for me to see like other people were like liking comments and things, and it was just such an honest conversation over there, and people were like sharing views in a really like informative and just like thoughtful way. And I just felt like really like happy that the community that I'm trying to build here on YouTube is one that is not we're not like trying to be confrontational. We're all trying to learn, which is really dope. And yeah, everyone had really valid things, and and some of them people were like commenting back and forth like, oh, I never thought of this, oh, I never thought of this, like cost is a factor for some people in order to grade to a certain size, or yes, country of origin is a certain thing, or patterns back in the day didn't, it was just one size, and it was left up to the person who was knitting to like figure things out, or now we expect people to like hold our hands a lot more. It's just like very thoughtful comments, and like I thought that was really beautiful. So I need to go through and like the rest of them. But I have been reading them as they've been coming in, and I just thank you all for being very civil and just like very thoughtful as we go about doing it, because I do think that it is an important thing that we should be talking about, or just like on our radar. But it doesn't have to be done in a mean and nasty way. And like, if you want to knit something and you feel bold and brave, and maybe it isn't in a size for you, or like me, like I am a broader human and my proportions are a little bit different than maybe some patterns that are geared more towards smaller framed, narrow bodied people. And like, I've definitely had to, and by no means am I like knowing what I'm doing out here. I'm making it up as I go. My Maya sweater, for instance, is one that comes to mind. Like, I had to just figure out on my own, and I'm not saying that everyone needs to do this, so don't at me, but like, I had to figure out on my own, like, okay, this yoke isn't gonna be the right depth for this body, the way that it's written. Like, what can I do? Because like, I literally have to have this sweater. I actually wore it the other day. Yeah, and so just like figuring things out so that it fit my body. And I know like not everyone like wants to do that. They're like, but if I'm buying it, just like tell me what it is. But yeah, like sometimes even like for me, it just like, it doesn't work. So I want to be able to wear things too. I think that I tend to be a little bit more, oh, okay, well, I'm going to do this to make it work for me vibes. But like, I want people to be doing all the things. All the power to all the people. Anyway, so thank you for that. Long story short, thank you for that. Thank you for being civil. Okay, so shall we get into some whips? Let's do it. Moving along on the train, on the sock train, choo-choo, I finished those socks that I just showed you all, and then I like needed another pair of socks, but something that I got in the mail I knew was coming, and so I didn't want to skein up or like cake up something and then have to wait. I'm the problem. Hi, it's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. I didn't want to cake up something and then be like, oh my gosh, like I can't cast these on once they get here. I still haven't. Well, I wanted to show them to you all, so I hadn't. So what I did was I had all those sock tubes from when I was in Rhinebeck, right? Or I went to Rhinebeck. And so I grabbed one, and so this is the tube, or was the tube. And this was, like, it is no more. This is Tina's Toasty Toes in the colorway Melted Crayons. And so it was just one long tube. I folded it in half, gave it a little snip, and picked up all the ends. And of course, I don't have the ball band here, so I don't know what the makeup is of it. I want to say it's a 75-25, but who knows? So what I've done is I've already added, let's fold it this way, added toes to it. And for those of you who have been here for a while, you may remember I knit another tube out of Ginger Snap That, the pixelated, maybe it's just pixel color. And so what happened with those, and the same thing's gonna happen with these, is I had like wound off a bunch because like I am not trying to wear thigh-high socks. While I think that's funny, I don't need thigh highs. So I wound off a bunch, and so I'm using what I wound off as the minis for these. So these have toes already. So cute, darker, and everything's gonna get progressively lighter. So what I will do is I will now that these are done, I'll measure. Oh my gosh, you guys, look at this. Like yarn chicken on that Kitchener stitch. This is all I have left. Honey, she's hanging by a thread. Literally. So I will measure now from the toe to where I would normally put my heel. I'll pick up stitches along either side and put in a heel, and then I'll measure from there again to how long I want my leg to be. And now I'll unravel all of this at the top and then do with the mini some of the cuff. And then this that I take off will then become minis for like another pair of socks, which I think is so fun. So these were cranked on a 64 cylinder on an Erlbacher Gearhart circular sock machine. I find that the gauge for the 64 is similar, like from a machine, is similar to the 68 that I do hand knitting them. The fit is very similar. So whatever, the tension of that machine and my tension of my hands as a machine are close together. Yeah, and so these, some heels and some cuffs will be hopefully just like a night or a couple commutes of me knitting, and then I'll have another pair of socks done, which is always very exciting. I'm so happy that I was able to like crank some of those tubes. Like, it's funny seeing people be like, oh, I just knit into this sock tube, and before I'd be like, oh, that's kind of cool, I bet that's a lot of fun. And like, it is fun, and it made it really easy for me to just be like, oh, I want to be working on a pair of socks, but like I know that I'm gonna have some other sock yarn coming that I really want to cast on, and these were readily available and I could just like throw them on. These are living, for those who are new and don't know my obsession for beautiful sister bags, this is a beautiful sister bag. Everything that I'm talking about will be linked down below. It's got bees on it, cause bees. And yeah, I love their bags. I have a ton. That's that. All right, next thing that I'm working on. Oh, side note, is anyone watching these like everything I knit in 2023 videos? Are you all down with that? Tell me in the comments below. I'll be honest, I've only watched a couple, and I've had to tell myself, like, this is cute for them, it's not cute for you. You know what I mean? Like, I love that people are taking the time to do that, but like, I can't. It sounds like a lot of work. And I'm not gonna lie, as a person watching, which is only why I've only watched a couple, I do get a bit of anxiety, like, oh my gosh, like, they did so much. Me getting able to come onto YouTube every now and then is just like, or on my Instagram is like, this is what I knit this year. Hopefully you followed along. But the couple that I have watched, just as like background nonsense while I've been doing other things, have been fun. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember when you made that. That's so fun. Oh yeah, I remember when you made that. Yeah, good times, Great Lakes. Pure Michigan. All right, so moving right along. The next thing, we're going to save this for last. The next thing that I have been working on, which, did I even show you all? Oh no, I think I'd swatched the last time. So I'm working on the Lulu Slipover by Petite Knit. That's this. And this is for a friend who, like, I already follow Petite Knit. This person, it showed up in their For You page. Hilarious. And they sent it to me. They're a dear friend. They're like, oh, isn't this so nice? And I was like, do you want this? They're like, maybe. Oh my gosh. Oh, no. Okay. I just had a moment of, have I been knitting the wrong size? But I forgot that I go through the pattern. You can't see anything from there. But I highlight the whole pattern, the size that I'm going to be doing, so that I don't have to second guess. Child, I was about to throw this out the window. Why does this look chewed up? The dog was probably trying to knit again. All right, so I'm knitting the Lulu Slipover, the size extra small. This pattern is knit on, where are the needles? On a US 6, so a 4mm, and a US 4, 3.5mm. And this says that it's supposed to be a 2.5mm or a 1.5. And I'm just going to use a 2 because I don't have a 1.5. And that's going to be that. The yarn that I'm using, because I asked my friend what color they wanted, and I sent them to a website, and they said, I want the color that's shown. It's like, okay, that's not an option for what I sent you. So I just found the yarn that it was actually, like the sample was knit in. So I'm using the Sandness Garn in, does this have a color? In Charcoal Melange. And this is Peer Gynt. What are you doing? It's a beautiful gray. And it's 100% Norwegian wool, right? Did I just make that up? It is. I think so. Yeah, 100% Norwegian wool. And I am really enjoying working with it. So here, let me find out which way. Here is where I am currently. Wait, is this for real? It's only been 2 weeks. That's crazy. Okay, here's where I am with that. So it's kind of hard to tell because it's knit back and forth. So it curls a lot, right? Because it's just stockinette. So this whole, where's my face? This whole side is like curled in, but really there's like all this fabric up in here, up in here. So it's a very deep, as you saw in the photo, it's a deep, or I can show you on this side, actually easier. A deep armhole. Hello. And then we'll go back in and I'll pick up and do a little button band here to, and then they'll just be clipped together. But it's a really deep armhole, slip over. There'll be a little like, not folded over turtleneck, but like turtleneck, mock turtleneck sort of number. It's been really great. So the body of it is knit on 6s, the ribbing and the ribbing down here is done on 4s, and when I do the button bands, those will be done on the 2s. So right now I have the front and back done, all the ribbing, and I've done one of the sides of ribbing for the armhole. Now this whole project is done, the finishing of it. So the ribbing in the front, the ribbing in the back, the ribbing on the armholes, the ribbing that's going to be on the neckline is all done with the Italian sewn bind off. And now the last project that I had on my last podcast, the Seaside Tea, was the first time that I'd done that bind off before, and I did that on the collar and the sleeves of that sweater. I was like, oh my gosh, excuse me, this is totally like fun. It looks beautiful. I don't know why it took me so long to like try it. Mostly because I was like, ugh, who is trying to take the time to like measure out 3 lengths of the thing and then like sit there and sew? But let me tell you, the finish is so quality. Like, if you've never tried it, then you're in the same boat as me. I just think it looks absolutely stunning. And I get it. It's stretchy. It's beautiful. I did I think I finished the ribbing yesterday on one of the sides in a meeting, and then on my commute home did the Italian sewn bind off like on the bus. The woman sitting next to me was like, "What are you making?" It's like, "Oh, it's a slipover." She's like, "Oh, that's amazing. Like, I do needlework, so I understand what's going on." I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." Yeah, and like similar, and I'm sure most of you have already heard this before, but I'm going to repeat it again because I find it to be true as well. Similar to that rhythm of a Kitchener stitch, it has the same vibe. So now that I've done it a couple times, you know, on that last sweater and now on this, and because like the length is gonna start getting significantly longer, like these armholes, I'm about to do it, and it's, I don't know, over 100 stitches. I know the pattern now and the rhythm of it, and so now I can just like, I sat on the bus and did it. I can sit and like watch TV and do it, and I think that it will be whenever I'm doing. I shouldn't say whenever. Let me not be that crazy. I think that I will start incorporating it more, let's say that, into the finishing of garments because I think it looks really beautiful. So this is the Lulu for right now. I'm not sure if I will be able to show this again because all I have left is the ribbing on the other side, the bands, and the collar. And if I get those done before the next podcast, then like I want to give it to my friend because she asked me for it. And so instead of making her wait, I'd rather just block, and just so that I can show it to you, I'd rather just block it and give it to you. You all, I wish you could see Kendrick right now. He is just decided to lay on his back right by the door because there's a breeze that comes under. Just completely sprawled out, loving his life. Yeah, so maybe I'll try to record a little video if that happens, and then I'll insert it, and then whatever. You all, we'll figure it out. You'll see the finished product in some way, shape, or form. So this is the Lulu Slipover Petite Knit Sadness Garn Pure Gint Charcoal Melange. Loving it. Super cute. Super cute. I love like my roommate is also like, this friend is a dancer, and like my roommate's a dancer, and so like whenever I get to make things for like my ballerina friends, I'm like, this takes no yarn at all. I'm used to knitting things for my size where I'm like, I need a bag and a half of a whole project bag and a half of yarn, and this is taking nothing at all. All right, so my last thing that I am working on is the Artus shawl by Natasha Hornby. That's this shawl. Is there another photo in here? Oh yeah, I can show you. I could be sneaky and show you this. Gorgeous, stunning. So this is a mosaic colorwork shawl. And you all, I have, okay, we cast on the 1st, and then I went crazy. I shouldn't say crazy. I feel like that has negative connotations to it. I just went wild. Let's say that. And it was all I wanted to work on. It's kind of all I worked on for like a week straight, because I was just like, whoa, this is so fun. Like, I love this patterning. I'm really into it. And then the past couple days, I was like, you have to stop because it is so fun. I just don't want it to be over. So, I don't even know let's do this. All right, so the colors that I'm using, this is a sport weight shawl. This is all tangled up. And I'm using Knit Picks Wool of the Andes Sport. This is 137 yards for 50 grams. And 1, 2, 3, 4, what's my 5th color? Oh, 5. This is my color palette, which is similar to the sample. So I'm using ash. I don't remember which color numbers they are. This is Wonderland Heather. That's really blown out. That's really blown out too. It's a stunning blue. This is Mist, maybe? No, this is, what is this color called? Mink Heather. It's just a light taupey color. And then this one that's connected is Turmeric. And this that is, I know for sure, is my main color, is Merlot Heather. So it's like a, I don't know if you can see. Oh yeah, it's like, it's beautiful. It's heathered, it's brown, but it's got some like deeper reddish purples in it. All right, oh my gosh. You all, I found the tag to the Tina Toasty Toes. It's a 75-25, it's 463 yards for 100 grams. It was in the wrong project bag. Huzzah. All right, here's where I am with this shawl so far. And I'm excited to see it on camera because I've just been staring at it. All right, are you ready? Are y'all ready for this? Here's where I am so far. All right, so it starts off with this fun waffle stitch that I felt was very addictive, and I didn't want to put it down. And then it goes into some fun 1x1 color work, more of the waffle, 1x1, more of the waffle, 1x1, and then we get into the mosaic portion of it. And yeah, this has been really lovely. So I've finished the first I finished over half of the first chart. So now I'm into incorporating that third color, which is that turmeric in there. And then once I'm done with that, there's 2 more charts. So we'll add that blue and we will add the, what other color haven't I used? I think, what? The blue comes in, the turmeric stays. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or maybe the main color comes back. Anyway, I'm loving it. Now, I will say that this pattern for the slip stitches is just a chart. And I know a few people have reached out to me and said, oh, like I've never really worked from a chart before or are having trouble with it, just like understanding and reading. And my tip for everyone, not that I've read from a chart very much, I think because I've done color work, like my brain understands just like reading the chart from one side to the other, if that makes sense. And so in this, I made sure there's like a whole little box, like read this before you start this mosaic section. And I read that a couple times, and then I just tried to really look at the chart before starting actually knitting it, looking at the little key or the legend with all the little symbols to make sure I knew what they meant. And basically you're going across, you're gonna do the repeat that's in the red box over and over and over and over until you get to like the last couple stitches that are outside of that box, and then you'll work those. It's like the best way I can describe it. There's always like a color that you're gonna start with, and then the reverse. So you read it from, what is that, right to left, and then the reverse is just like all the even or the purl side rows are just the first row, but like purled. It's really great. So once I got that in my head, and I was like, oh, I'm just like doing the same row. I'm doing each row twice, basically. That's how it clicked for me, and I have just been going. So I think that it's really beautiful. I'm glad that I stopped it so that I could show. I will say that I think because I've been doing, I've done a few more now stranded color work projects. Like I've done a bunch of mosaic before, but my tension, I feel, is like really beautiful. And I think once it's blocked, this is gonna look I mean, I think it already looks pretty good, obviously, because the pattern is good. But I think it's going to look absolutely stunning once it's blocked. Yeah, so that's my Artus shawl. Tasha Hornby, loving it. I've been enjoying watching other people work on theirs. Yeah, it's been a good time. All right, here's a couple things that I wanted to show really fast before I let you all go. Is one, I think I talked about this. I was able to snag which one is it? The collaboration between Les Garçons, Hand-Dyed, and so that's Max and Vincent, and Michelle of Woolens And Nosh during Les Garçons collab week. And so this, does it have a colorway? Oh yeah. The colorway is Les Garçons, and this is on Michelle's 90-10 Superwash Targhee 10% nylon, 3-ply, 411 yards for 100 grams. This is in the Les Garçons colorway. I'm not a big, I'm going to be there at 12 to, get something. But if you've been watching the podcast, you know how much I love Michelle's yarn. And I love the boys over at Les Garçons. And so I was like, this collab is something that I need to have in my life. So I was really happy that I snagged these. I think, they showed it knit up on their pages on Instagram, and I think it's going to be really beautiful, and I'm hoping to get these cast on very soon. So that's thing one. Thing two is a wonderful friend of the pod, Laura, reached out and was like, I share your love of socks. Can I send you something in the mail? And I was like, yeah, that's really kind and very sweet. I'm always really appreciative. If people ever want to send me things, please just reach out to me. I don't have I should get a P.O. box. Then I could just link it below and you all could send things whenever you want. But if you ever want to send me something, just reach out and we can make it work. Anyway, I've seen these cards from other places and I don't, knits in pieces maybe. But this card says Miserina Loves Company, and I think that's just funny, isn't it? A beautiful card, which is so sweet. It's going to end up on this wall behind me. But she sent some stunning little sock sets, and so I just want to share them with you all quickly. All right, so these first two are both Knitterly Things in the Vesper Sock Yarn Club, and this is the Remix Club. Now that it's the end, I can't speak. It's an exclusive self-striping yarn club. So this is the August 22 colorway. These are both 80/20s. It's 400 yards of self-striping goodness. And this is in the color... What does this say? I don't know. Something remix. I can't read the writing. Sorry, whoopsies. So cute. We love. Oh, better back here. And this one is in Pavement Remix with a 20-gram avocado mini. Ooh, I have a feeling these are going to be so good. Oh, and these are from July of 2020. Honey. That's fun. And then, don't fall. This is the Cozy Knitter set on the Bliss base. That's also an 80/20, 420 yards for 100 grams. Fancy Pants. This is a yarn of the month from 2020, February of 2020. Color. Better back here. I'm not a sports person, but it is giving me Chicago Bears vibes. That peach is a little too peach. It should be orange, but that's funny and fun. And then the last one is a Hue Loco Winter Solstice collection. And this is in the color Solar Night. And this is 460 yards for 100 grams. And it has two little minis. I think these are going to be really beautiful too. I know I love a self-striping, but I feel like these variegated might be really nice as well to knit up. So that's that. So thank you, Laura. That was so sweet. I'm like, ding, over the moon. Apparently, I'm like definitely a sock knitter now, so I love that. Even my friend, one of my coworkers, friend of mine, I'm gonna help her knit her first sweater coming up, and so I was like, you need to tell me like what you're looking for, like what you want. She's like, I don't know. So we talked through some options. I sent her some things. She was like, yes to this, no to this, yes to this. I think this might be good for a second sweater. Why was I telling the story? It literally just flew out of my brain. Oh, socks. And she was like, I'm just gonna go on your Instagram and scroll through and like see what sweaters you have there, and then maybe I can pick one from that. And she was like, there's so many socks, you need to stop. And I was like, my feet need to be loved, so we're gonna make socks for them. Good times, Great Lakes. The last thing that I'm gonna leave you all with is a little music recommendation to get the new year started. I haven't done this in a while, actually. This is the first album from You're not even going to be able to see it because the cover's white. Anyway, their name is there in a very thin, light gray. Oh, if I do that. Alabama Shakes, Boys and Girls. So this is their first album. When did this? 2012. Wild. Great. I've recommended Alabama Shakes on this wonderful little program before. The songs from this album that I will recommend are Hold On, I Found You, and I Ain't the Same. Hold On, I Found You, I Ain't the Same, from Alabama Shakes, Boys and Girls. Give it a listen. I think it's fun. I love Alabama Shakes. And Brittany, who's the singer for the group, I think she has some new music on her own coming out. She's like put out an album before, but I think she has new music, solo stuff project coming out soon. So that's also very exciting. All right. That's all I have for you all for this episode. Remember, if you have any questions about anything, everything will be linked down below. If something is not linked and you have questions, please feel free to leave me a comment or shoot me a DM over on Instagram, and I will be more than happy to answer that. If you would like to join in on the Artus Shawl Cow and you want to come hang out for the Zoom, our next one is going to be January 21st, which is a Sunday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. You can fill out the Google form down below, and I will be sure to send you all the link for that, hopefully the day before, if not definitely the morning of that meetup. And yeah, I just want to sit and hang out and see everyone's progress and talk about the pattern and all that jazz for a little bit. So with that, I hope that the calendar year, is off to a good start for everyone, as much as it can be, or you're just finding your groove of things coming out of that holiday season. For us in the Northern Hemisphere, like definitely getting into hibernation mode with the winter. My friends who are in summer, oh gosh, you're so lucky. Although I have heard it's hot places, so like, I get it. It's hot. I hope you have aircon. Yeah, and let's just make all the things this year. I'm gonna be a big enabler and say, cast it on. Don't wait, just cast it on. Cast it on. It's fine. If you don't get to it for a while, who cares? You had fun casting it on. Cast it on, friend. We're casting everything on in 2024. All right, you all. With that, I hope everyone has a wonderful 2 weeks and you are crafting and making and doing all of the things that you want to do. Finding time to relax, center yourself, have some you time, and until I see you next time, make a piece, spread some peace. Peace.